Hi everyone, this is Aaron for Zollotech, and we're going to compare the Droid X to the Droid X2. Now both of them look very similar, and I bet you can't even tell the difference between the two just looking at them. It's very difficult even for me telling the difference. There are some ways you can do that, but I first want to compare the actual specs, and then we'll go in and talk about what it's like to use. Now the Droid X2 is actually the one on the right, and the easy way to tell is turn it over, and so it says Droid X2. It also is slightly darker in color. This is more of a gray, this is more of a black, and that's pretty much it. But let's talk about specs. The Droid X originally came with Android 2.2. It now has Android 2.3 on it, while the Droid X2 has Android 2.2. I can't imagine that it would be long until it's updated, since they just updated the Droid X. The next thing is they both have Moto Blur. The big difference between the Droid X and the Droid X2 is the Droid X came with a TI OMAP 1 GHz processor. The Droid X2 replaces the original 1 GHz processor in the Droid X with an NVIDIA Tegra 2 dual-core 1 GHz processor, so it's got two 1 GHz cores in it. They both have 512 megabytes of RAM, both have 8 gigabytes of onboard storage, both have 8 gigabytes internal storage or external storage. Actually, the Droid X came with 16 gigabytes external, meaning SD card, while the Droid X2 comes with 8 gigabytes. They both have the same screen, 4.3 inch, although the resolution of the pixels are different on the Droid X2. The Droid X2 has a 540 by 960 display, while the Droid X has a 480 by 854 display. So there is a difference in the displays, a slight boost to the X2, and that probably is helped along with the NVIDIA Tegra processor. We also have 8 megapixel autofocus camera with dual LEDs, same camera. They both record in 720p video. They both have HDMI out on them. They also have, they weigh the same. They have the same battery in them, 1540 milliamp hours. And even with the faster processor, they both get about 8 hours talk time and 9.2 days of standby time. They're similarly priced nowadays too, and that's pretty much it externally, except the Droid X has a camera button, where the Droid X2 eliminates the camera button. I don't know if they didn't have room or what, but I actually like a camera button on my phone. Externally though, they're the same volume rocker, same buttons along the bottom. However, the original Droid X has more pronounced buttons and they're easier to push. These are a little bit, I guess, more difficult because they're recessed a little bit more. Other than that, though, they're really difficult to tell between one another. So let's go ahead and turn them on and unlock. You can see they're very similar. And these are the home screens. This is the home screen I got when I rebooted with Gingerbread. This is the default home screen. Now they both feel fast. I don't think that you're going to see much difference. They're both pretty standard. However, this isn't running Gingerbread yet, so that does make a difference. So you can see they both respond pretty much the same. They're fast. Let's go ahead and open their app drawer. And you can see the Droid X2 took a second longer, actually. Let's try it again. But this is running Gingerbread, so it may be slightly faster. But you can see everything on the Droid X is pretty smooth. Most of you that have one, I found really like the Droid X, and it's pretty fast. So let's go ahead and open a browser. Let's go to Zollotech on both of them. Haptic feedback going on there. You can kind of hear it vibrate. We'll do the same over here. The vibrate felt a little bit stronger on the X2, if that matters. I don't know if that's just from less use. But let's go ahead and hit go. Now we're both on 3G. I'm in a split level house. For those of you that don't regularly watch my videos, I have full signal on both devices in about half a basement. I'm in the lower half of a split level. So let's go ahead and hit go and see which one loads first. I haven't loaded them on either. Now I would kind of expect this one to be a little bit faster just from the slightly faster processor, or double speed processor really. But since this is running Gingerbread, it may be quicker, but you can see it came up much quicker on the X2. The Droid X is taking longer. Same thing. Nice and smooth. This one's still loading, just finished. Let's go ahead and pinch to zoom. Well, they're about the same, I think. You do have a much better graphics processor in the X2, so that might make a difference. Let's go ahead and try something simple like in the app drawer. Let's open the camera and see how fast we can get to the camera. Okay. I thought I had to hit it again. I'm guessing some of this has to do with the difference between the operating systems. I know Gingerbread does add a lot of refinement, and I would hope that comes out soon for the X2. But you're really not seeing a huge difference. I think when we'd see a difference playing games, that sort of thing, we should see a big graphic boost on the X2. We have Quadrant installed on both devices. Let's go ahead and run the benchmarks and see what we get. I would expect much better results from the Droid X2 on the right than the Droid X on the left. But we may be surprised here. I don't know. Let's go ahead and see what we get. That was running at 15 frames per second. This is running at 14 frames on the right, which is interesting. It's running at 29, 30. It's it's about the same. That surprises me, but again, could be Gingerbread. I don't know. We'll see once Gingerbread comes out for the X2 officially, see what kind of speeds we get then. That's running at much faster frame rates on the right, on the X2. Okay. Yes, we want to proceed. Yes, we want to proceed. Let's see what we get. So on the right, again, we have a clearer screen on the right too. Let's see if we can get this to refocus here. There we go. On the left, we have the Droid X at 1621. We have the Droid X2 on the right at 2394. So that should tell you overall the speed difference. That's pretty impressive. Very fast. And as you can see, the graphs are hugely different on the X2. So obviously, if you can get one, get the Droid X2. But other than that, if there's anything you want to see comparison between the two that I haven't covered here, please feel free to comment, and I'll either answer it in the comments below, or if I feel the need to, we'll go ahead and make another video. Other than that, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. We'll see you next time.